switched! We did it. Congratulations.
Welcome,
did
travelers.
If you're new here, hello, my name is Brenna. I am your delightfully delirious decompressing DM, and welcome to Tales from the Catacombs. This is our tabletop RPG adventure that we are thrilled to share with you. This game uses the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, etc. System and rules, and the setting is a homebrew based on the rock album Razia's Shadow by Forgive Durden. We have a lot to accomplish today. So we're gonna kind of dive in, but just before we do, and get too lost in the adventure, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss anything happening. Make sure you also like the video. That also helps as far as making sure you don't miss anything and other people don't miss things. And you can also help the algorithms by leaving a little comment below. Tell us what you think about the session, and also you can answer the following question. Who in your life would enjoy a handwritten letter? What does that have to do with today's session? Maybe nothing, maybe everything. We'll see. It's so weird with no additional sound in my ear. I'm just gonna say it. It's like insane. Like, I feel like I'm in an empty room. I'm not. Anyway, without further ado, please enjoy this session of Razia's Shadow, a 1,000-year interlude. Let's recap. Oh, I didn't write the thing here. That's okay. Session 50. The Ruby Shield. In the Champions Ward of Gratimino, the Vivere made to follow behind Captain Elikin Asalin and Storkum Jans, who were escorted inside the detainment center. They tricked their way past the Peace Watch, standing guard outside, and entered a mostly abandoned building against Captain Elikin's warning. Among the cells, they found Yonai, who confirmed that Jeremy was causing some trouble back in Saker's Keep. Yonai was tapped for energy and couldn't assist the Vivere any further. They freed him from his cell and continued into the depths of the building. By the time they reached the bottom of the stairs, the place became less and less familiar as a jail, and more familiar as a dark space like they had seen before. They boldly stepped through the only obvious entrance, and the Ruby Shield awaited them. They held their ground in combat and left the Ruby Shield battered, but he was not down for the count just yet. Something was changing. So, if we return to our map, that is full of things and stuff. I learned so much last session. Boy, did I learn a lot. It was very exciting, honestly. So I believe we stopped at the top of the next round.
Yes.
Where we were, the room had begun shaking some, this tremor throughout the ground. Yeah, I think that's where we left off. So, that brings us back to the top, and that brings us to Viola.
Well,
So I saw her mouth moving, but then there was nothing,
Yeah.
so I thought it was muted.
I was about to say the same thing.
I was rereading Hunter's Mark and just reminding myself of how many rounds I got with it, so
You
I
have 10
for
total.
sure knew. Well, shoot, I didn't even think to look, because if my last attack hit him, then I should have advantage.
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought.
Hits him again. 21 to hit, 11 damage, 10 piercing, 1 force.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so we're gonna swing at him.
Everyone needs a Catherine.
Everyone does need a Catherine. The advantage didn't help me much. I hope that's not a picture of how tonight's gonna go. That's a 12, which I'm assuming doesn't hit.
12 does not hit.
Okay.
Oh,
You
I'm
can
sorry.
have my dice.
Sorry. It was the start of your turn. I apologize. There was something that needed to be done here. I need you to please, if you please, as you are basking in his aura. Can you please give me a wisdom saving throw?
That I can. 19. Stop.
Okay.
The cat's trying to steal my dice.
Yeah. Even as you can feel this tremendous just presence about the ruby shield, you are able to kind of keep your wits about you. Carry on with your turn.
Okay. Second attack. That is an 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay, and then her bonus attack. 21.
21 will hit.
Oh, that one's not there.
Catherine, while she does that, can you tell me if I hit him with the psychic dagger? I didn't know if I have advantage.
Yes. Throws
Okay.
again, hits. 2 more psychic damage.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That is 5 piercing damage and 4 force damage.
Okay. Okay.
Can I spell? I cannot
And
spell.
I'm done. Stop.
All right. You strike him. You note it's not doing that damage that you hope, but at least you can wear him down, you hope. And you see him kind of put his shielded arm higher in front of him and just seems to like gird himself, just really brace himself. There's this bit of a sheen across his ruby body. Kind of see his muscles seem to tense, his stone muscles tensing. That's all you see. Until that shaking seems to come to a head in the room. And from behind you, from that revealed pit, you hear this sound like something like air forced through a tunnel as this spout of dark mist comes shooting up like a fire out of this hole. Oh, that's what I forgot to prepare, was showing you where that was.
Talking about here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think that's more in front of Viola than behind Viola.
That's fair enough. I kind of figured the action is happening there towards the center, so behind you on the other side of the room. However you please, that's where it comes from. I need a better way to mark it.
Also, the maggots look like his shield that he's holding.
The way they were trying to crawl on him, honestly. Anyway.
They're gonna take over his shield. They're gonna eat right through it.
Oop, that's not what I wanted to do.
That's the secret plan all along.
You could do this circle measure and tell it to linger.
I want to make sure it lingers. So for sure, it's. Where's it going? It is the entirety of there, and it goes out.
We can't see that.
Oh gosh, not yet because I didn't draw it right. You saw that line that just showed up.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Fixing it. And so here, it's going to be there. This great big box. Yeah, it's 10 around it. Oh, my math is not great. Oh, that's too far. 10 feet around the box. That's what it is. Oh no. Pit.
So it'd be
and 10 feet around the pit.
like that.
Maybe I could. Yeah. Box. Thanks. So this spout of this darkness reaches up, and you see it start to spill out, taking up this wide space, and it's just fully filtering into the room. You hear the ruby shield just calmly from behind his shielded arm in this tensed-up stance. You just hear him say, while you fight valiantly, you will be judged. This will be your tomb. Ba-ba-bum. And you can also see from deep within that darkness, you see what looks like a small glowing, almost like an ember that is coming out, but you cannot see what is causing it right now. All right. That moves us after the lair. Beau, it is your turn. You now see that area filled with darkness.
All right, he's going to throw a psychic dagger at him.
Okay.
He had advantage. Dang. Advantage
Beau is
is
still
not
back here
really
against the wall.
advantaging.
Yeah.
That's a
Not tonight.
15.
I feel that.
15 does not hit.
Okay. And then for a bonus action, he's going to throw another one. And that was in that one. So.
Oi,
Oh my gosh.
what is happening?
Not sure, but that's his turn.
Sweet. Okay. Which makes it his turn. Fantastic. Make sure I read this correctly. So there it is. You see him straighten back up, and you watch as he just plows forward. That's going to be movement. That is 20 feet for this. Come on. There it is. Oops. Not the maggots. Him.
The maggots charge forward.
The maggots attack.
The maggots are clinging to him, so they're gonna move with them, you know?
Yeah, totally. If they want to go for the ride. But it'd probably hurt them more. I need everyone
maggots are
in his
looking
way. They're doing a great job. I need everyone in his way, which is going to be
Not the
Maggots,
fish.
the octopus, the fish, and me.
and Viola. So please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, fish, flap out of the way.
Go, fish, go!
If they survive this, at least
that-
For the
it's
fish.
attack range.
They've survived.
One
11.
fish, two fish.
11? All right.
That is also an 11 for the octopus. And for the piranhas, we've got 10.
It's made my whole day. Thanks. Fantastic. They are going to take, as you failed the roll. So sorry. It's going to be. Woo! Yes. That's going to be 33 bludgeoning damage and fall prone.
The swarm of piranhas is immune to the prone condition, so they'll actually be just fine.
Just
Those
fine.
lucky.
They just take 33 damage, but they're just fine.
They're
Those
actually
lucky dogs.
resistant to bludgeoning damage as well. So they're only going to take 16.
Oh my gosh.
They're
The real
slippery
MVPs.
fish.
The real
They are.
MVPs.
Amazingly, they're still up.
Fantastic.
What did we decide about opportunity attacks for this situation? That they cannot
one
happen?
was not.
This one does not.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Give an opportunity. Yes, ma'am. Nope, he's got agenda. And you watch as he charges forward, and almost as if following the momentum, he continues over to the wall. That section, keep losing track of that. That's getting frustrating for me. Towards that section of the wall where you had entered, so it's that blackness.
So right here, because you put these dashes here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He continues on as if following the momentum of it. That is his turn. Snow, you are up next.
Snow and Co.
Cool.
Snow and Co.
The octopus and the piranhas aren't looking very good, by the way.
Someone heal them. Come on, Ste'yn. Use your spell slot.
It's fine. Cynthia would kill them on her turn.
It's true.
She's putting them out of their
Cynthia's
misery.
gonna be like, sushi, anybody?
Except she used Fireball and cooked it. Silly girl.
Since I am in this darkness, do I have the blinded condition?
You are starting your turn in that darkness. Please make me a Constitution saving throw.
I assume this is not a charm effect.
This is not a charm effect, no sir.
Or a frightened effect.
Not frightened, no sir.
Cool.
Much more standard. Can you withstand it?
Nope. 11.
Okay. You suffer the
Excellent.
first level of the previous. You suffer. Jokes on you. I'm into that. The first
marked
level of the
down one
previous.
level of suffering.
Now I need to create a system where that's actually a thing you track. The first level of the previous exhaustion conditions.
What?
Which was disadvantage on ability checks.
Oh, so
I
legacy
like that
version,
one.
you mean?
Yes.
Okay. One level of legacy
like it.
exhaustion.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Is there anything else?
No, that is all. You may carry on.
And you said I'm not blinded? I don't have the blind condition while I'm in here?
Oh, no, yes, you cannot see.
I do,
This is
okay.
This is thick.
Cool. I'm gonna step out of it.
Thicky.
And then there's not very much I can do. Yeah, we'll hit him with a good old vicious mockery. So I'll need a wisdom save from the big guy.
Wisdom save it is. Where are my dice? Here's my dice. Let's see here. That is I can add. That is a 19.
Alrighty, nothing happens.
Okay.
For my bonus action. Well, let me check how many potions I've got.
Are we finally using potions? I know you guys
Finally.
had those for a minute.
There are 2 total.
Ah.
So, no, I will not be.
Use it or lose it. Or hold on to it, I guess.
I'll save it for someone who needs it more.
I'll give it to someone special.
Cool. Exactly. I'll give inspiration to Beau.
All
That
right.
is a D8 for you, sir. And moving on to my friends here. The giant hyena is going to come bounding forward. He's got a lot of movement.
Nice. Oh. Oops.
And he'll make his attack. That is a solid 8 to hit.
Lovely, but not this time.
The octopus will stand up from prone using half of his movement and take the last 5 to go forward. The giant spider will
Also
scuttle
began its
over.
turn inside of the darkness. Can it please give a Constitution save?
14.
14. It's a. Do you just go by for an animal? Do you just go by my regular list?
Would there be a
Could.
reason for it to be different?
I don't know. It just
Would it
occurred to me like
affect
it's an
creatures?
animal. Well, not necessarily, I guess. I guess
Okay.
not.
Then
Things
it's
to
just
think about.
gonna-
It's got
gonna have
disadvantage on things it does.
on ability
Ability
checks,
checks.
which it wasn't planning on making anyway. So
Fantastic.
it's just going to continue on.
It takes one level of suffering.
One level of
Indeed.
suffering, please.
He's gonna scuttle over and he's gonna make his attack. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
He's gonna take 6 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage. The swarm of maggots are going to start making their way over. And then the
Should we
swarm
do-
of piranhas will as well.
Real quick. Damage is rounded up or down
Down.
when you need it down.
Always down.
That's what it is. There's only 2 options, but I'm never confident in which one it is. Carry on.
That is everything.
Beautiful. Okay. Ste'yn, what you got?
Ste'yn, it's gonna start by just saying, "You don't choose what my tomb is," and then she's gonna send a guiding bolt at our fella.
Okay.
That is a. Where's my math? Aha. Let's see, that's 26 to hit.
26 hits.
And we rolled almost max damage. Let's see. 23 points of radiant damage.
Lovely. Give me half a second. I have to double check a thing. Okay. Okay, that's fine. You said 23? Ooh, those dice.
I know, I'm trying to figure out why they're being loud tonight.
I'm not mad about it per se. I love the sound of dice up close and personal. These dice are
Yeah, I don't know
wonderful.
what's up with that?
So you said 23? Sorry.
23 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Anything else, Ste'yn?
She's going to, for her bonus action, we're gonna take a potion.
Kick it back.
So that'll get her back
Any
a little bit of
movements?
HP. Actually, yeah, we're gonna come this way. We're gonna try and get away from that darkness and spread out a little bit.
Cool.
Actually, we're gonna come here. Yeah. Yeah.
There you are. Okay. That brings us over to Cynthia, who is also looking rather frightened, discouraged, and now there's this giant thing. But she will do her darndest. She casts what she's capable. See this bolt of fire going out at this thing. She's scared. Where is she? She is here. I need from here. I did take my nice dice. Good job, Brenna. You and just 10. Thank you. Here. Cast a bolt. You watch as this large bolt of flames crash against the ruby shield's ruby skin, and even that doesn't seem to be doing. It kind of looks like it disperses a bit while leaving a little bit of a scorch mark, but not seeming to do all that it otherwise could.
Did the radiant damage seem to have the same struggle?
Also, did she roll it with advantage? Because she would have advantage from the firebolt would have guiding bolt caused the next attack to have advantage. So if she rolled for damage, she would be rolling with advantage.
Fair enough.
Just in case she got a crit.
Ah. No, she's not that fortunate.
Okay.
But thank you for the reminder.
Mm-hmm.
The radiant damage that still seemed to be effective.
Okay.
It does
Thank
seem
you.
to be effective. Yes, ma'am. You're happy with it anyway. Okay. And that brings us back to the top. Oh, I forgot to roll that guy in. I mean, what? Cool.
Viola's gonna use half her movement to stand up. She's gonna second wind to get some HP back and that half of her movement back. And then she's gonna go up and start swinging again.
Okay.
That is a 24.
That hits.
That is 5 piercing damage, 3 force damage.
5 piercing, 3 force.
And then she's going to take her second attack.
Okay.
That is another 24 to hit. That is 10 piercing damage and 2 force damage.
Okay. You can, at this point, you can keep those together.
Okay.
Nice.
And then she's going to scoot.
Oh.
15, 20.
Opportunity attacks.
No, because I second winded. I don't get opportunity attacks.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Hmm?
Nice.
I thought it was only if you used it in a... Is that just
Whenever
in general?
you activate your second wind with a bonus action, you can move up to half your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Nice.
Very cool. Sweet. That's all?
And that's all she's got.
All right. As this spout of darkness just seems to keep going, it is rallying. It's getting a little uneven because of math. It's another 5, 10. It's another 5, 10. It's another 5, 10. As it spreads. And within that darkness, that little flaming light becomes a bit clearer as... Where is he? Oh yeah, that's plenty. As Snow, you start to hear something approaching you. I wonder if it's... I didn't think of that. Huh. Oop.
Hello.
Something? Hello? That flaming light, a little light as it approaches, you recognize only once it's right beside you, giving off some bit of ember light, this canine shape that seems to have appeared and barreled towards you. And only within this bit of light it seems to be given off. I'm going to move it to the other layer so you can see this.
Hi.
Little hellhound seemed to have made a return.
Well, he's just a little guy.
He's a little guy. He's like your size.
I could ride it.
Wouldn't recommend it, but please don't let me stop
Technically
you. Going to attempt to bite at you.
I think it would have
Oh, that's
advantage
maybe-
if he can't see.
Great.
Oh, though
I
I
thought
guess if
about
he's
that as it is
illuminating
giving-
light.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
That's true. If I can see him, then I'm not blind.
Yeah.
So.
Seems counterintuitive for something that's supposed to attack by dark.
It could have. I realized it could have been one of those shadow hounds, and I grabbed the hellhound.
Oh
Whoops.
well.
Oh well. But that's a better roll. That's a 24 to hit for its second bite.
I'll allow it.
Excellent. Thank you.
24? Nah, that wouldn't hit Snow.
You're kind. Plus both of them.
What's the dog doing?
That's going to be 7 piercing damage, plus 3 fire damage, as its burning mouth grabs hold of you. Not actually grappling, but grabs hold to bite. Tear a little bit.
Chomp.
Get chomped. That is his turn. You kind of feel the ground rumbling again, as if in anticipation. Beau.
Okay.
See the spreading dark.
Now, Beau is still up on the wall, so he's just going to now move further up the wall and to the left.
How high up are you now?
He's either 15 or 20 feet up.
Okay.
Catherine double checking. I'm looking over to see if that's.
Something in the range? Tell us, lore keeper.
I don't have exact number. Just say Beau runs up the wall.
Typically I make him go up 15 or 20 feet. So I don't know if I was feeling spicier that day or not on which one I was doing, but it's either 15 or 20.
You go back and check. We'll check it later. Intern, check the VOD.
I mean, you
Does
can
that-
also just decide right now.
What does
how
either-
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, pick
moving,
one.
so.
Okay, then I'll just say he's up 20 feet. He's gonna go
Fantastic.
over and go up another 10. He's up 30 feet now. And actually, you know what? He might as well just come over here. And he's gonna throw a psychic dagger at him.
Far corner. Okay.
Best seat in the house. Okay. This is so annoying.
Up.
So he got And 9, that's, oh my gosh, 16.
Does not hit.
Okay, and I don't think it's, I don't remember what his AC, I feel like we got close to knowing what his AC, I think it's close to 20, so I don't think I want to use that just yet. I'm going to use the bonus action though and throw another one.
Go for it.
Okay, that one's 18.
18 does not hit.
Okay, now I'm going to use, well...
I'm more confident.
Well, actually, no. I'm less confident because I don't know if I'm going to need to make a save, and I'd rather pocket it for that. No, you know what? I'm going to use it now because I still have heroic inspiration. If that happens.
That was a roller coaster.
Sorry.
That was a roller coaster
Sorry.
of emotions.
That's now a 21.
21 hits.
Okay. And he's got allies nearby. Oh, wait. No, that's... So 6, 11. That's 13 psychic damage.
Okay. He's looking. You're seeing a lot of cracks and chips in his ruby form, but his stance indicates it does not seem to faze him. Mentally, to clarify. Okay,
Would you
anything
say
else?
he's bloodied? I can't remember if we've gotten that statement about him yet or not.
Yes, that was. I believe I mentioned that towards the end of last session that
Okay.
you had reached that point for sure, and at this point for sure.
Is he looking rough?
He's looking very rough, and not just because his skin is made of ruby. Broken up ruby. He's looking real bad. Okay. Beau, that was your turn?
Yep.
Okay. It's much easier for you and Cynthia to see as the ruby shield withdraws something from upon his person.
He has a gun.
Anyway, you started blasting.
So anyway.
Everybody get down!
Yes, please. You want to choose to go prone? Anyway. He withdraws something. Whatever it is small enough to be just wrapped entirely in his thick hand. And he holds it up to the wall. It's glow is not the right word because whatever it is, whatever emanating is now coming from his fist that he is holding up to the wall and that blackened, misty spot that you came through. It is a dark emanation from his hand that he holds up to the wall.
Mayhaps a dark shard.
To be anti-glowing.
Kassie, do you have inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
If you just want to like give me hit points, I wouldn't be mad about that.
No, but I would have given you inspiration.
Listen, I could take the inspiration you were going to give her.
True.
Alas, you should have spoken faster. He holds it up. Where is the thing? It is this guy. $30 foot. How high did you say you were, Beau?
30 feet.
30.
Fantastic. 30 feet forward. I think that's going to catch. Oh no, but you're still like all the way over there though. How far is that? That is from him. Okay. You watch as that emanation disperses from his hand. It seems to cling along the wall, this rippling energy, and reaches past and behind him, catching 30 feet around. I think is going to catch Viola as well. I need...
Wait, is there a circular emanation? Oh. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Because if it's a circle, then Beau would still be fine, because by the time it would get the radius to him,
he's
he would be
outside
out
of it. Yeah. He's not within height out of it, but he's...
Yeah, he would see the tippy top.
Viola and those creatures within, so the spider and the hyena and Cynthia. And that's going to include our piranha and the octopus too. Is it you two, Ste'yn?
I think Ste'yn's in it,
I think
too.
Ste'yn's just out of it from what you measured. It depends if you're measuring straight squares or if you're measuring at the angle.
No. The emanation is better for that. The circular is better for that. So, the circle, where did I point from him? Is that within? Do we count that it catches that square?
Just the very edge. I don't know if you count that or not.
I don't remember if we've done it in the past. I'm okay with not.
Technically, she doesn't take up all 5-foot cube.
Yeah. We are not that wide.
So she just takes a little half step back inside her own cube.
Yeah. Now those maggots are like a full halfway through.
Yeah. So what do Viola and Cynthia and the critters need to do? Constitution
as this rippling dark energy emanates. What is it?
That's a 9.
Okay. And the critters?
Wait,
natural one.
What about your inspiration?
I have heroic inspiration.
So glad. I feel better. You were going to have it over.
Okay, that's much better. 22.
22.
And for the octopus, 8 for the spider.
It's a good thing someone remembers I have heroic inspiration. Wow. Them's some strong maggots.
Hardy.
Listen.
And a 4 for the piranhas.
Okay. That I rolled poorly, but alas.
Oh, son of lucky.
So the 19 and the 20 something, those succeeded. So it'll be half. Otherwise, it is 15 points of necrotic damage. If you failed it, you are prone. Those little piranhas don't care, unless they were the ones who rolled the 19. Or half as much.
Wait, so what's full damage?
Full damage is 15.
Full damage is 15. Okay.
Yeah, because my dice also don't want to do nice things tonight.
15
I
or
lost
7.
my hunter's mark.
Oh, you didn't.
That's the one that did you in, not the 33 damage earlier.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Because she even passed that, so she took like 7 damage.
I rolled a 2.
But as you kind of get your grip against this rippling dark energy, you note that the wall of this space where you're in is not withstanding it nearly as well. And you watch as the entirety of the wall begins to crack and fracture and crumble, and it starts to collapse. The wall within that affected area, it just drops. You're watching pieces of stone falling, and everything coming up behind it that is revealed is more of that thick black mist that kind of not able to see well through it thickness of just this darkness. There's a small, I wouldn't even say a laugh from the Ruby Shield, more of a kind of
Cackle?
Grunt of acknowledgement as he takes whatever it was he was holding and puts it back on his person. That was that. For funsies, he's going to That really should come with damage. Alas. He's going to knock this spider away from him. He doesn't like it.
Spider doesn't look very good.
Well, this one doesn't do
Alas.
damage, remember?
Yeah, it doesn't do damage. He's just he's just done, and he just smacks the spider.
Okay.
It just needs a DC. It needs a strength save, please.
11.
Okay. Spider kind of gets caught in its frontal piece of its carapace, and knocked back. He's knocked back 10 feet. Actually, he knocks him sideways. You watch him get knocked 10 feet into that dark mist. Would that be full? If 10 feet would get him off of the screen. And you get this sense as it goes through. It is like you don't have that same sense of like controlling it, like with your like it seems to have dissolved. It seems to have disappeared. It is elsewhere.
So there's no wall anymore at all?
Not within that 30 feet around. That 30 feet across.
Okay.
Let me move.
Gotcha.
I'll move the little.
Wait, was it 30 or
marks.
20? I thought you marked out 20.
30. It was a 30-foot emanation.
Oh, maybe I just messing with the number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a 30-foot emanation, but you said the whole wall, and so I thought you meant the whole wall. I'm like, what happened to Beau if the wall is gone?
I thought about that for half a second too, and I was like,
that makes sense.
oh, that's right. Beau's outside of it.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh, and Cynthia. I forgot to give Cynthia her failure. Cool. All right. He stays put. Snow, it is your turn. As you are starting in the heart of this darkness, I need you to make me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Or suffer.
For her suffering.
I'm gonna use inspiration to roll again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worse. I figured. Is a 6.
Okay. You find the darkness clinging to you, slowing you. Your speed is halved. But it is your turn. Oh, those maggots too. They're inside. Well, I guess when you get to there.
Yeah, I'll get to them in a moment. The maggots are the only thing in the room that doesn't look bloodied, I think.
The maggots are the most durable. Got it.
They don't have a lot of HP, but in relative proportions, they're looking the best out of all of us.
No, boy, can they be fun.
They've done so much thus far. I'm gonna move over here. And spend 3 more charges from the Wand of Magic Missiles.
Leaving the monster.
Yeah, but I was hoping you'd forget, so it's all right.
I almost did. I almost did. Well, that's okay. He doesn't seem to be interested in biting you, apparently.
Okay,
that's
cool.
the reaction he used. The dice don't seem interested in biting you.
15 points of damage to the big boy.
Big boy with a magic missile?
Yes.
Okay. You're watching as these little missiles of magic burst against him, and you're watching cracks, these deep pock marks forming.
Right.
Birkin.
Yeah. I don't have anything for a bonus action, so that'll bring us to my few remaining creatures here. The octopus is gone, the piranhas are gone. Alright. The giant hyena is going to take a chomp. He'll move right here. Well, no, he'll stay where he is. He'll take a little chomp. That is a very little chomp. That is a 9 to hit.
Does not hit.
And then you said the giant spider can't do anything anymore?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, then the maggots are going to start making their way over. Oh, wait, I got to roll.
Constitution saving throw, please.
See if their massive speed of
one square
is halved or not. It was it was a 20, and then it landed on the 14 for a total of 14.
The darkness is clinging around each and every one of them and slowing them.
Right. Actually, I think I only moved them 5 feet last time, but they actually have a speed of 20. I forgot.
Well, yeah.
That's very different than 5.
So they can actually move further. All right. That's everything. Not much left.
Not much left indeed. Ste'yn? Oh, sorry. Real quick, before you do that, you do see the ruby shield turn to face you all, and he's taken this defensive-looking stance again. Even through the brokenness of his skin, you can see that sheen come over him again.
Also, I don't know if you used it last time, but you do have your spiritual weapon up here.
Yeah, it's kind of far away. It can only move 20 feet on a turn.
Gotcha.
So it takes a couple turns to move it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually get up there.
So it's just hanging out there, a little spectral glowing rose. It's fine.
How glowy?
Good question. Okay, we'll start by darkness is creeping closer. We don't like that.
I do.
Uh-huh. Just come there. And then let's see. Let's see. Sorry, I'm thinking. Lots of possible things to do.
No worries. You guys have been doing a fantastic job of utilizing the fact that you are scarce of resource and still holding on. It is incredibly impressive.
Okay. We will. Yeah, we are very scarce of resources, but she's going to let's see. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna see if we can finish him off. Maybe. And we're gonna earn a 4th level guiding bolt. That's gonna do
Oh boy.
chunky damage. Especially when it crits.
Oh boy.
Which makes it a 27 to hit. Because I'm still
27.
deducting 2 total from the roll, but you know. That's,
Definitely hits.
so that's first level, second. 7d6. Okay, so Now it's time to love the sound of the click clacks. Okay.
Glorious!
Plus that.
So sorry if that's actually bothering anyone at home. I'm enjoying it.
I'm gonna have to figure out what's up with my filters because it's not filtering out anything now. How does 79 damage sound?
79 damage sounds destructive. You let out this blast of that's the radiant damage? Yeah, I knew you weren't holding back on that one. You tell me, Ste'yn.
Ste'yn is tired. She is done. She wants to get out of here and get her friends to safety. So she just takes her holy symbol and she just holds her hand out, pressing it towards the ruby, and she says, "This will be your tomb, not ours," as the blast of light goes forth and hits the ruby, potentially shattering it into pieces.
And the pieces, you watch as the pieces begin to scatter amidst this enormous emanation of light from your blast. It's very satisfying, and you can hear the tink tink as they're landing on stone. But then you watch as the pieces of ruby, their mid bounce, disappear into a puff of dark smoke. But from deep within the light, before it curls in and dissipates, you can hear the low voice of the ruby shield. You hear him say, "My job's already complete." And that's all he's able to get out before the blast comes in and the room comes back to normal light after the explosion. You do not see anything remaining. What you do see still in the room is now this large area of dark that you can still hear that howling sound as if something forcefully pushed through a small, like a wind tunnel. It does seem to slowly lessen, but it does not stop. You can see the wall is still mostly now this maybe an opening, but it's just that dark mist taking up that whole space all the way up to the darkened ceiling. The darkness seems to be curling up and along the walls, covering from above, and you get this sense of being closed in by it. There's a small kind of yipping sound from whatever that creature was that had come up in the darkness, and it seems to run off as well. You are out of initiative. You are still in this space.
I feel like it is time to get the heck out of here.
Question is now how?
Back the way we came.
Through the dock?
Seems
That or
like
the
the
wall.
only semi-logical option, so.
All right.
I am now going to mount my giant hyena.
Okay.
I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. The 5 of you, because Cynthia will not be left behind, and the DM will not forget that she is
No.
there.
6 of
The
us,
5 of
hyenas
you.
there.
And the maggots!
Don't forget the maggots. They're coming along too.
Nobody's coming.
Can Ste'yn pick up the maggots and carry them?
You can't really carry a swarm like that.
No. I'm just gonna flat out say no.
She uses her
Ugh.
cape and puts it out and scoops them into her cape.
No
That'll be
more, or I'm
fun.
taking inspiration.
But it's in her character.
Fine.
It's also
if
more
it's
than you
actually
can
in your
carry.
character.
And Ste'yn and Viola have no inspiration to be taken.
Gonna mark a negative, so next time I want to give you one, it's just flat 0. The four of you step through.
6 of us.
The four of you, and then your accompaniment, stepped through, and you continue walking through this dark. It's like a dark tunnel. You take a few more steps in, you realize you're not immediately. You don't see that immediate that hallway you were in. You keep walking. It's more of this darkness. Snow, when you go through, the hyena fizzles underneath you.
That's rude.
Ain't it? It's like you chose it or something. Rude. If you continue walking, more of this dark.
Seeing the hyena disappear, the maggots will choose to stay behind, so as to live out the rest of their short magical lifespan in peace and darkness.
And you find yourself able to confirm that they did not follow behind as you take another step, and you find yourselves back in this room, except this has expanded a little bit, and this has expanded a little bit. You don't have to stay within on the actual map. You don't actually need to stay on the map. You just know that it is expanding and starting to fill the room. Just a little slower than before.
Wait, so we walked back into the same room?
You find yourself back in that...
From where? Where do we enter?
From where you stepped out, same place.
Okay.
Maybe slightly shifted over a little, but same place.
Well, that sucks.
Indeed.
Does this seem like a demi-plane situation like we've experienced before?
It does. It does seem very familiar.
Do we have a dark shard out of the bag of holding?
I do have.
Will it not help us if it's in the bag of holding? Because if it's in the bag of holding, isn't it kind of like it doesn't really exist?
Well, it's on a different plane. But yeah, I can get out one of the dark shards. Which one should I choose? I've got 4 of them in here now.
Do we each need to hold one?
I'm gonna take out
we
the
only
one...
used one before.
I'm gonna take out the one that I took from Nora's house.
That's what I was thinking.
Do you remember? I sure don't. I sure wish I did, though. Do you remember how I described the one you found at Nora's house? Like the shade.
Pull it up.
Sure.
That's the first tome, so take a second.
I remember at least
how dark it was.
I remember at least one of them didn't really have much of a charge, from my understanding.
Yeah.
But I don't remember which one.
I did not mark this one as having anything.
Like it looked like it was kind of pale or whatever. Something like that.
But yeah. I'll take that out though and try to go through again.
Okay.
Hopefully
by yourself.
Like, who else? We're staying with them.
Okay. Sorry, I got hair in my mouth. Gross. Go away. Ugh.
Don't eat that.
No, I don't want to. That is not part of my diet. Thanks, though. Cool. Okay. The menagerie. I'm just calling you guys the menagerie now. You step through again. This time, Snow, you're the one holding the crystal? The Shard of Dark Focus? Okay. You step through. Hold up. I have notes for this. It's not counted. Okay. You guys step through. You still find yourself along this path of just dark. You can't see one way or another except just the kind of stamped down earthen something. Although as black as it is and the way it kind of sticks and moves about your feet, It looks more like ash, like packed ash, than anything else. Oh,
The shard from Nora's house was described as not as dull as evocation magic coming from it.
okay, cool,
Just for
perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, you find yourselves walking, and you get further, and you don't find yourselves turning back around, but you also don't find yourselves getting anywhere, or at least you don't have this. You can't really tell if you are advancing. You just know you've not returned to that other room as you've walked. That's all you seem to notice as you keep going. The dark has some distance around you. It's more like you're in a just very, very low light, and just kind of outside of your reach is where this very dark, kind of spiraling mist just surrounds you. Beau, give me an intelligence history check.
All right. It's a history. That's 21.
Okay. You for sure are not unfamiliar. Kind of takes a minute to kind of get your bearings. You weren't necessarily expecting to walk into this, but the longer you're there, the more you realize what these kind of weird ways between, like, within the dark. Right? You're not in the dark itself. That you've thankfully not experienced. But places where you have been and how you've had to travel through them is very similar. You get a very similar sense to this. You kind of feel like you are between spaces.
Does he also get the sense that it's working for us to get out?
When you have ever done so or anticipated to do so, it was very purposeful, as if you knew what your destination was. You don't quite know where your destination is at the moment. If the shard leads up, the shard is a little different, but it acts similarly.
I mean, he's assuming the destination would be the room we came in here from. So I don't know if that would help, because we came in here from a hallway type space. So we knowingly came in there, so he's assuming we would knowingly come out of the same spot that we would come in.
In that hallway area?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have that intention. Do you share that with? Do you share this knowledge you have with the others?
Sure. If it seems pertinent.
Yeah. So you recognize, like, maybe there's some kind of intention somewhere you are meant to lead, and even with that in mind, kind of focusing on the shard and that hallway you continue walking, but it doesn't seem to get you where you need to go. You seem as if you're going in circles. You seem kind of like you're stuck. Like you are closed off is the sense you get.
Maybe this one's too old. Maybe they expire after a while. Should use a fresher.
It could be.
Anything's worth a try.
I've not
I
heard
was
of
gonna
that
switch it
happening.
out for the most recent one that I got in session 49.
A fresher one.
Yeah.
Where's that from? From what's his name? That one?
I didn't
The
write that
gnome
down.
or the
From 49.
invisible guy? I'm
From
guessing?
Cynthia, the one that Cynthia was given?
The wizard?
Oh yeah, this would be
that one?
Would be that one from Cynthia.
Yeah, they look so similar, but you pull out the one that you firmly believe Cynthia had been holding. She is pale as a ghost. She is so uncomfortable, so frightened of whatever is happening here. You take hold of the one from Cynthia, you start walking
Mhm.
with the intention
Get out
where
of
you were
this,
going.
It's all right.
You find yourself still going.
Could it be the
If it has-
destination's the problem?
That's
Do we
what
need
I
to
was
think
going
of
to
somewhere
say.
different
If it
to go?
has to do with the intention, maybe we're intending on going to the wrong spot.
Well, where's the next place we wanted to go? Maybe we can just pick there instead.
The park.
We could try the
Alright.
park.
Maybe we could try
Everyone think
Nora's
about that.
house.
Well, that would be out of the way.
And it would also be not there anymore.
True. Park it is. Everybody set your intentions. We're going to the park.
I think I
Set
got
the
it.
styles.
I put it into Google Maps, and I'm ready to go to the park. Destination set.
You set your destination. It gives you a ETA ? Your destination may be on a different plane, and you start walking. Find yourself walking for a good few minutes, still getting that sense of closed off.
Should we perhaps try something like Undra, where we know the dock has been before, like perhaps like this kind of space has been there?
I mean, but the dock was here, too. And it didn't work. Maybe we just need more dock things. We could
Stronger
take out the
connection to there.
medallion.
What
We could
about the
take out-
mage tower? There was darkness coming from up there.
That's true. There was darkness in there as well. I've got this onyx hilt from the ruby blade.
We also know that Jeremy's at Saker's. It could be something there.
What about the
Mhm.
basement of Saker's? Didn't you say there was something weird going on in the basement, Beau?
Not
Yes,
dark.
but it didn't
Not-
look dark.
Let's try for the mage tower first.
Okay, Mage Tower
Destination sets.
intention, go!
Recalculating. It actually sounds much more evil than that. Recalculate. You shift your intention. You have the mage tower and those spots of darkness that were pooling where the ruby quill was. You walk forward and continue walking. Cynthia stomps her foot and her fists are balled and says, "What are we doing? Where are we going?"
Hey, just
What is
shut
happening?
up, please, because we don't know. If we knew, we would have figured it out by now.
Yeah, clearly.
Viola,
Audience
by
not
the way,
helping.
is also very out of breath, very not feeling well. On a scale of 85, she's at a 9, so she's pissed off with everybody.
Ste'yn's going to look at Viola and see that she might be a little worse than she might have realized, and we're going to channel Divinity to give you back 2d8 plus 5 hit points. As her holy symbol just glows a little bit. You get back 9 plus 5 is 14 hit points.
Thank you.
You can ask if you need aid.
I just want to get out of here. That's all I'm
Okay.
focused on right now. Thank you. I do appreciate you though. But Cynthia,
Anybody
please
else?
just don't, Cynthia.
She rolls her eyes, kind of not verbally acknowledging that clearly this is a dire situation and maybe she should just let you guys do your thing.
Ste'yn will place a hand on her shoulder for a second and just try to give a little reassurance.
She's very
You've gotten
tense.
into bigger scrapes than this one before.
Right, like the dragon you killed
Well, no,
or
the
something.
dragon was a battle. This is a different kind of situation. We've got a lot of other situations too. We'll get out of this one.
This place
Sakers,
is so gross. What is this? Like, what is happening?
Sakers or Undra? What do we want to try next?
Well, let's try Sakers, because Undra would be the most inconvenient of the two.
Do we need to do like a specific spot within Sakers or just Sakers in general?
Why don't?
What about Gaworo's office? Didn't you say there was something weird in there, Snow?
Well, I think he said that he saw a thing for that would explode. Wasn't it another one of those? I thought Bren said it was the same kind of sigil that was on the wall.
Definitely some kind of magic sigil.
Yeah, it was a funky wall. Sure, yeah, why not?
Intentions for Goro's office all around. Saker's Keep in general, if that works better.
Whichever
You guys-
destination has the fewer toll roads, we'll take that.
We really don't want to pay any tolls. We've given enough tonight.
So are you imagining a specific place in any given one of you? Are you imagining a specific place in Saker's Keep?
I guess if we all decided it was going to be that guy's office.
Laura's office.
Okay.
Yeah.
You picture it in your mind. Who's holding
Oh, wait,
the
actually, has
crystal?
Snow seen it? Oh, yeah, he went in there before.
He went in.
Yes,
It was Viola I wasn't sure if she had seen.
Viola has.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I haven't.
No, because
Yeah.
Viola can picture the hallway near it, because I think she got
Hmm.
around there.
Yeah.
She's probably just picturing Goworo's bald head or closely shaven head. I don't think he was actually bald. And Saker's Keep in general.
Okay. You've got the image in your mind. You guys begin stepping forward. Everyone give me a perception check, please.
We're gonna slap some guidance on that.
Got an 11.
19 plus
13.
31.
Okay.
18.
So this is my surprised face.
Is Snow still? Does he still have the effect of that darkness from earlier, or is
Yeah.
that subsided?
No, that has
Exhausting.
subsided.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. That began to
Oh.
subside once he was out of the pocket of dark.
Ooh.
Yes. You have the image in your mind and you begin walking again, very intentionally. Snow and Beau and Viola, you guys become a little bit disheartened as you don't sense anything changing. It's that same closed off feeling. You're just walking in this hall of darkness. Ste'yn and Snow, as you guys are walking, you start to hear these like almost echoing voices. They sound so distant, but you can just make out little bits and pieces. It's almost indiscernible what they are saying, but you can hear some distant voices that sound familiar. You hear a nasally voice, seems to be kind of muttering something, and then catches you a little bit off guard is you hear a female voice. Takes a second to recognize, and then you realize you think you hear Glia speaking. Again, distant and muffled and far. But you think you can hear Glia's voice, and maybe the small cry of an infant. But it kind of dissipates, almost as if you had walked past it, and you do still kind of get that closed off feeling, like you're not quite getting to that voice or getting somewhere else.
That was the closest time yet.
Maybe we just focus on Jeremy.
Yes.
Why?
I didn't hear him.
No.
Could hear his voice.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Just a little bit distant.
It's like we passed him up.
Maybe try focusing on him.
Whatever gets us out of here, I can think of Jeremy all night long.
Oh,
Take a
nice.
punch.
Oh, Jeremy.
Old Jeremy! Okay.
Thought Storkham was more your
Focusing.
type.
Oh. We already tried getting back to where we thought he was, and that didn't work. Trust me, I'd rather be thinking about him.
Once we get out of here, you can think about him as much as you'd like.
Please.
But for now, we'll all suffer together and think of Jeremy.
Okay, Jeremy, intentions, let's go.
You all think of that white-robed acolyte with his large spectacles and his nasally voice. His nasally. Oh, well, Ste'yn imagines when she ran into him that one time and
should have run over.
I'm thinking about his pendant that I have still.
Actually, that's the chorus that's going through Viola's head.
But I was just thinking about when he threatened him and was gonna punch him.
And actually,
yes.
I forgot that was a thing. Oh no.
And actually.
Oh gosh, make it stop. Brenna, never speak again. Anyway. You have the obnoxious voice, you have the image of him in your mind, and you start walking again. Give me another perception check.
Everybody?
Yes, please.
What in the heck?
14.
13 again.
20.
19.
Okay. Again, Beau and Viola are feeling annoyed and disheartened. This is not working. Ste'yn and Snow, you again can hear them like way off distant, as if close but not connected, and you hear a small sob from Glia, and you hear that tone from Jeremy. This, you almost get the sense with your, what's your passive insight?
19.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. You can both you almost get the sense of like he's attempting some kind of holier than thou, like he's more powerful than he is. But it's not quite connected to this path. This path feels specific. Whatever's happening at Saker's Keep, potentially what's ever happening in other spots too, but whatever's happening at Saker's Keep, maybe it was part of whatever path this is on, but you do recall that, actually, I don't remember if the Ruby Shield said anything, other than he accomplished what he needed to. You had a sense like maybe it was connected at a point, but you have been closed off from that spot.
All right, maybe we try Andra.
We could also try the pike.
Well, what if we try?
I don't really want to go to the pike. I'd say we try Andra before we try the pike. My head thought about the pike too as being a potential, but given the state that we're in currently, I don't love that.
We may not have much of a choice, but
we are in disguise.
I'm sure that our disguise is
gosh.
going to hold.
That is true.
You did that whole thing in disguise.
Ste'yn still a pirate. Arr.
All the fan art is ruined. I'm kidding. All the fan art is phenomenal. Okay. What did we decide?
I think Andra.
Andra first.
Okay.
We try Andra.
You have the sight of that now destroyed hovel. The now missing, sad, deadened bow bush. You can picture it very clearly. You spent quite a bit of time there. And you start walking. each step kind of still feels like it's just slow going. It's tiresome. You've now been walking for a little while. But you almost feel like the ground is kind of loosening a little under your feet. The darkness that's coiling all around you seems to widen just a bit. And maybe it looks like something ahead of you is not quite the same level of or shade of dark as you've been walking through. Everyone give me another perception check, please.
16.
21.
Okay.
35.
21.
She had to work on that one. Okay.
Oh, sorry. No, that should be 33. That's right. Still subtracting too.
Well, I guess you failed it.
I know, I'm sorry,
If
y'all.
only. If only.
Sadly play the panpipes.
As you're approaching and kind of getting that sense of hope that there is an exit here, something in the darkness, just maybe another 15 feet ahead of you, you watch something just seems to disturb it. Just disturbed as if something were moving through, pushing through, and in just moments, you see a figure kind of burst through, catching their footing. This lithe creature, tall. You can just make out this in this space. It looks dull, but you expect it otherwise should be vibrant. These autumn oranges and yellows make up her skin. She has these kind of elongated ears. Her eyes now yellow as they look about and then turn and see you. Seems to regain some composure about herself. You have seen this Eladrin or Eladrin in a different season. This one seems to be an autumnal season as she steps ahead, looks and sees you, and a little smile crosses her face, and she says, "Oh, all right, you are connected. Wonderful.
Hi.
Hello again.
Why are you here?
You don't... Probably about to save your life.
That's nice of you.
That'd be wonderful.
Yes. Don't go any further in that direction. There's a lot of darkness in that direction. There's a lot of darkness all through here. You've gotten connected in a very unusual place.
Thank you.
Where did you come from? I don't know that that's worth thanking. Where did you come from?
Well,
Oh,
a barracks, really.
Is it the Champions Ward?
Champions Ward, yes, underneath it.
Oh, the weird things that you do.
Can you get us out of here?
I can,
Thank you.
Okay.
but... Well... All right, I can. You can come with me. Yes,
Great.
quite sure.
I'd like to insight check her.
Please do.
She's looking for any false motives, or like she might double cross us or something. Don't trust a fae easily.
So paranoid.
Why?
That's a 26.
Okay. Her hesitation at first did not seem because she was trying to necessarily or didn't seem like she was trying to betray you. More that she doesn't know that you are maybe she doesn't trust that you could withstand where she wants to take you, but it still seems a better option than wherever you were about to go.
We can handle it.
All right. She holds her hand out. How have you been traveling? How have you been getting through? No, I mean, how have you been getting through this darkness, this
Walking.
Shot?
I think she
A
needs
shard?
the orb, guys.
Dark shard. This?
That's a funny little trick. All right. Hold on tight to that. Someone else take my hand. Come.
Ste'yn will take her hand.
Okay. Hold tight to each other. Don't let go. For anything.
Come on, everybody.
Okay. Taking hands. And she says, hold your breath, or something. Gird your loins, or whatever you say. And she just turns and starts taking you through and right into this, otherwise another wall of that dark mist. One by one, you step through, each one of you becoming completely enveloped into that darkness. We're going to use this opportunity to take a little break. I need to refill my water. We'll use this as a restroom break. Grab yourself some food if you need, and then we will be right back. Completely empty.
got Midwestern Razia now.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. It's not appropriate entirely, but boy did I find a very funny woman on TikTok. Like who's doing this Midwestern dialect and D&D stuff, and it was amazingly funny. Anyway, maybe I'll find it and put it in the Discord instead. But yes,
Speaking of, you should join our Discord if you're not in there already. You can see all kinds of cool things, like the amazing art that I think Gasher just posted. Oh my goodness!
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Ink, for that fan art. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying live. It's really nice to have her live because sometimes she can't make it that same night, which means she can't join us for our Twitch stream, our team, the Catacombs stream on Wednesdays, where I get to do some immediate game prep, talk a little bit about the session. I try to keep it low key as to what's coming next because I do want people to be able to sit in, but we will definitely be talking about the previous session because I end up staying up all night thinking about it. So there you go. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, oh gosh, there's 5 of you still.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. So, with very confused Cynthia dragged along in your adventure, goodness gracious, the 4 of you step into this wall of roiling black mist. As soon as you touch it and going through it, the only bit of kind of a warmth or not unpleasant sensation is wherever you feel the other person's hand in yours. Otherwise, the rest of you is just immediately, you feel consumed by this mist. The way it previously clung to you when it was that more filtered, lighter substance, it feels like it is latched onto your skin, like it's sinking in and reaching into your very bones. Can you all please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
This is gonna go great.
We'll see how well you actually can withstand.
22.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Heyo.
That's a 13.
13? Okay. Surprisingly, you guys don't... Oh, actually, I forgot to roll for her. She's here. Cool.
Cynthia dies.
And that's how I got rid of the 5th. Kill the spare.
No.
Never.
Snow is holding onto her
Revivify.
hand, by the way, because I figured no one else would want to.
That's so accurate, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Stay
Now we'll see
put.
like everyone else go to
I
hold
was
each
gonna say
other's
Viola
hands,
would.
and Cynthia just like off to the side.
Whatever.
That's who it's
Go.
I want to hold your hand anyway.
Go hold her.
Viola and Snow and Beau, as you guys step through, Beau, it's not entirely familiar, but it's not quite the same as you have experienced before, but it's familiar enough that you kind of know you mostly know what to expect. You didn't quite expect it to be so aggressive in its clinging, almost as if it were to grow teeth and stick to your skin. But the 3 of you make it through as if almost as the last moment you think you can't handle it, and then you find it dispersing from around you. Ste'yn, you find yourself trying to withstand, but you've just been through so much that day. You feel further exhausted than you had before. It is wearing and it is clinging to you. Even as you step forward, hopeful for more light, but you're still in very dim glow. It's a different type of glow, though. You step forward, and as your eyes adjust again, you find yourself in what appears to be the entrance of some kind of cavern. You can see the stony and dirt-packed walls. And what's giving off light are these what look like bits of fungus that are luminescent. It's got a steady, very steady pulsing, bluish, tealish color and glow to it. You can also see some floating little motes that look almost like dust that are also casting bits of light around. And every now and then you see some sturdier, more formed-looking pillars at the mouth of this, or just within the mouth of this cavern. Leandra turns back to you, almost as if taking stock, making sure all 5 of you have arrived all right. And when you all walk through, she lets out this sigh of relief. And she says, I'm glad you were not wrong and you did withstand. Good.
Mechanically speaking, does Ste'yn have another level of exhaustion now?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Just wanted to
Where's she at?
I love that she's
Just
the
back.
one who is like, we can take it, and then she's the one who
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she's the one that gets tired.
That's
That
very
brings her
Ste'yn coded.
to level 2. So it's okay.
Story of my life. Poor girl.
It's fine. She's just down to 20-foot walking speed, -4 to stuff again. We're fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Leandra looks over the 5 of you. Her eyes stop on Cynthia, who is again like trying not to freak out. Her eyes stop on Cynthia, and then she looks back at you 4, and she says, "This one seems a little different than you."
Cynthia,
You can just ignore
Leandra, Cynthia.
And Leandra holds her hand out. She seems much more chipper than when last you met her. And she says, "It's a pleasure to meet you." Cynthia does not respond immediately, but slowly reaches her hand out to the fey creature and kind of gives her that dainty hand, just fingers, tips of the fingers, before stepping back again. And she says, Leandra says, "Well, welcome to the Eternal Grotto. I hope you never have to come back here again. Although I don't... you also might want to make yourselves comfortable, because you may be here for a while."
What do you mean?
Well, remember... Well, maybe you don't know. So the Fey Realm, where we are... There's a small peep from Cynthia, who seems utterly baffled by this word. Leandra continues. She says, "Our realm is connected to yours in many ways. Some closer to the light and some closer to the dark. And it seems where you entered, where I found you, is deep within the dark. I don't come here often. I'm only here as a favor. But it's better you're here than where you were going. You were going straight into the pits of it. I didn't think you wanted that. You'd probably be dead by the looks of you. You look like you could use a very long sleep."
Is that
been a
going
day.
to make us miss the stuff that we're trying to stop?
What are you trying to stop?
Something that happens about it's probably like
Sundown?
7 hours to go, maybe less than that.
Mhm.
Is it that important? Is it more important than staying alive?
Quite possibly.
Well, it might be the death of a whole city, so, give or take. Also, though, for the record, Snow looks perfectly fine because Disguise Self does not wear off with taking damage. You cannot tell.
Well, he also
how
wouldn't
good
look
he
like
is right now.
Snow. He looked like a general
True.
person.
That's true. I forgot he's not
Gotta
the cleric.
remember.
He switched to looking like a Peace Watch.
Oh yeah,
authority
that's right.
figure.
That's right. That's
Mm.
right. And you note that the appearance does not seem to affect how she addresses you. She seems to know you are dressed differently, but you are who you are.
Well, he
who
was
she
the only
remembers.
one that said hello in his same typical fashion
Everyone
as soon
can
as she showed
recognize
up.
that once
So
they've heard it before.
Must be snow. Must be snow.
Where there's snow, there should be the rest of us.
I was about to say where there's snow, there's fire, and I was like, that's not how that works.
Where there's snow, there's Beau.
Beau's like, I
Yay.
wish that wasn't how that works.
there's Snowbow the Bard.
Leandra, at your note that you have somewhere to be at a certain time, looks again a little uncomfortable. She says, I didn't realize you had a time limit. Why? I'm sorry. I was asked to help you, so I went to go find, although I don't know.
By who?
Yeah,
Who?
by the same ones who sent you here the first time. They were worried, and they couldn't get into wherever they were trying to get to.
What?
I think they were trying to get to some city, and they were meeting their friend there, and couldn't get inside because metal. I don't know.
Wait, who is their friend?
I don't know. Some third person, some co-associate of theirs.
Was it the girl I spoke to on the message stone thing?
You always said on the phone.
On the phone.
The person I spoke to on the stone?
The stone.
No,
On
they-
the stone.
She said a bird thing, so I'm guessing an Aarakocra.
Third
Oh, third.
party.
The two of them were
Three.
meeting.
Oh, I thought you
A
said a
third
third thing.
Third.
Oh.
Not
Yeah.
bird.
Someone in the city that they were trying to meet, they seemed rather upset about it, and then they were worried about you, and knowing apparently you were going back there, and so I got another favor out of it, and here I am looking for you. I was surprised to find you, just meandering through the darkness.
Yeah,
Well,
just
not-
for funsies.
It's
Bad
more
idea.
likely than you think.
All right, so
Very
when can
bad
we
idea.
get back?
I don't know entirely.
Oh, that's
How?
exciting.
Oh, understand something. I'm not a creature of darkness, like I suspected you four might have been. And I don't know why you're dragging this one along with you through that mess, but that means I don't entirely know how to manipulate getting you into darkness, but that seems to be the only place you're connected from there. When I walked through, it looked like instead of the webs that connect us to anywhere out there, you were in some kind of bubble. This little bubble. And it looked like it was basically squeezing you in one direction, which was somewhere really, really bad. But also your only way out. Except here.
Do you know where that
Okay,
really
so
bad
how-
was?
Well, she said that one, but how do we leave here?
Well, I guess if you wanted to turn right back.
So what was the plan after bringing us? We were just gonna wait and then go back anyway?
Well, I'm sure I could, if you come with me, I could get us to another part of here, a different area here. Just, it would take a little while. And you said you were in a hurry, but I mean a while.
But here is still the Fey realm, and we don't want to be in the Fey realm.
Better the Fey realm than dead.
Did you want to rest a little bit? She reveals underneath this dress of large oak-looking leaves. The skirt, she pulls a little pouch, and it's got a handful. She takes out this little handful of small vials. I forgot how I described them previously, but they look familiar, like something Ste'yn had been offered before. And she says, I can give these to you. They're from your druid friends. They said it's if I find you, they're better than nothing. Hopefully they last well. If you're really
Perfect.
set on going back.
Might be the best option.
So
Yeah.
what's the quickest way we can get back?
Well, that depends. Where do you want to get back to? That really nasty looking place that you're definitely going to die? Or maybe if we get to a higher section, a higher realm,
I'm trying to get back to
we
the
can get you
area
somewhere
around
better.
Gratia.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's the dark, dangerous place.
No, actually. There are other places you could connect back, like where we first met. The other place is close, but it is steeped. I don't even know how to describe it. There was something there that everything about it just felt dark. Like a little layer of dark and horrible. Like what I thought you were bringing here the first time.
Okay, so for clarity, our options are we go back to the worst place ever. We go back to Grati Minot, but we have to fight something first, question mark? Or lastly, we go someplace nicer, but it also takes a while. Is that about right?
It's
Those are our three options.
go back the way you came.
Mhm.
Just maybe not so beat up. Or take the time to follow her to get somewhere nicer. A better launch point. It would just take you a while.
A different launch point
Can
to
I
get
have
back
about-
to Gratia Minot.
Right, somewhere within the realm of light. It could be closer to Gratia Minot still.
But we
Would we
don't
be okay
know
taking
what
about
time
10
it would be when
minutes?
we get there.
And I could maybe get us some clarity on what we should do.
We could.
Sure.
I mean, I think we have time to pause for a short while. I do think we have at least enough time for that.
I can reach out
Go for it.
to Atala again. It's not because it's the second time in a day, I believe it might not work, but I can try.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, don't say that. But Ste'yn will look for somewhere to sit down. And she is going to begin ritually casting Commune once again.
Commune.
I cast
That's where she
guidance
gets to
on
ask
her.
3 questions. It could be yes, no,
Yay.
or like unclear answers. And there's a
25%
cumulative 25% chance for each casting. So if I cast a spell more than once before finishing a long rest, there's a 25% chance for each casting after that I get no answer until I take a long
Gotcha.
rest.
Heard.
So-
Okay. Yeah, if that's what you would like to do. There are spots that you realize that the deeper into this cave, it just seems to extend. You don't immediately see anywhere else it might veer off and go. It just seems to go straight for a while. But there's plenty of spots you could just sit down and kind of prepare yourself to cast. As you do that, Leandra looks back at the others, kind of gives you a wary look as you prepare. She looks back at the others and she says, do you know why you are confronting whatever it is you are confronting?
You mean overall, or with the bit where you found us very specifically?
Overall, since we first met, and since,
Well,
I guess really since you've started this.
We don't like the idea of Grati Minot being destroyed, so pretty good motivation.
Mm-hmm. People you don't know.
People.
You've just met them.
People.
Hmm. You know, there is something that I noticed immediately about you four. Her, she's pretty average. Cynthia kind of bristles at suddenly being addressed. But Leandra doesn't seem to note it and looks back at you three and a brief glance at Ste'yn, and she says, there is, and this is why I stopped you to begin with, there is something you carry. I don't think you recognize what's clinging to you. Or do you? Something
I don't know,
following
you're gonna
you.
have to be more specific. We have a lot of stuff.
I don't mean anything physical, tangible.
Oh, we have a lot of emotional baggage too.
Ah. Maybe that's why the world seems so interested in you.
Is it an annoying wannabe goddess who's trying to gain a following?
What?
What is
Never
your
mind.
point?
I said what I
What is
said. I will not repeat or elaborate.
I will not elaborate.
What is it?
She looks at you, Beau, and she says, "Well, you especially. There are certain people in this world who seem called to something. And I think a lot of people in the light don't even realize. For being so proud of and protective of the light, you really do walk around in darkness. You carry darkness with you. I wasn't wrong about that. All of you. Probably why you're not dead yet, walking around in that dark. What is it you're carrying?
Yeah, you still lost me. Are we talking about emotionally carrying something?
It might be.
Oh, well, I mean, everyone has light and dark emotions. Everyone has trauma. Everyone has mistakes. Some of them very grave. Pun intended for our
I
communing
heard that.
friend. I know. You hear everything.
Better for less.
Well, if you're not careful, if you don't watch whatever that is, it might be what drags you down. Are you fighting for something? For someone?
Life? Yeah, life.
Of course. Life.
Vivere.
Life in the light, right? None of you actually belongs in the dark, right? You're not hiding anything.
Something in the dark tried to eat me as a child. Does that count?
Maybe? Did it hurt you?
Not sure if I died or if I was saved right before I died, but yes.
If you died, you wouldn't be here.
Talk to Atala about that.
I mean,
You're from the
I've
Fey
died.
realm, and you don't think magic could bring someone back to life.
I've brought
Oh,
snow
I
back
know
to
it.
life.
I know it could. I don't know how common it is for your type. I don't know how keen all of you know, or the people you know, are with magic.
I still don't understand what your point is in all of this.
Viola's fully checked out of this conversation and like sharpening her swords off somewhere to the side.
She just pulls out a whole, like one of
She's
those
like,
circular
"Ah!"
things with the pedal, and you're just the grindstone.
Her foot's just going, pumping the pedal.
It's like Lysel in camp in Baldur's Gate 3.
She looks at you again, and again she seems to look particularly at you, Beau, for a moment. But her sight goes back to all of you, and she says, there were others who, before you, have tried to do great things. Protect the light. They weren't all very successful. I just think you should know that if you're not very clear about what it is you're fighting for, what's actually important, whether it's family, lost family, she eyes each of you in turn, it might come back to haunt you. The dark has a way of pulling at you like that, a way of splitting you in half. Like the world itself. Did you know once the world wasn't the way it is now? Divided
Nothing
down
is
the
ever
middle?
the same way.
Hmm.
Everything always changes.
But things could have been very different. Very, very different.
I mean, there's plenty of
I
stories.
learned this from the ancients. What stories have you heard?
Doesn't really matter, but there is stories out there.
There's one very good one. While you're resting,
You should tell it.
Sure, if you have the time. She says, I don't know all the details, but I do know that once the light and the dark were not this averse. They acted in harmony, in fact. And if you try to tell anyone where you're going, they won't believe you. But it wasn't always like this. But the one who split it in half, the one who caused all of this, he's suffered his punishment long, long ago. And ever since then, with the world at odds with itself, and that's why everything's been so unstable. Probably why you're suffering so. But they say that there's a prophecy. That one day, someone could fix this all. But no one's done it
Who?
yet. I don't know.
Does the prophecy give a description?
All it says is... All I heard was... In her lock, he will turn the key. The light and dark as one.
Will be.
That's all I remember. But it seems a nice story.
Yeah.
But that's what made me wonder about you. Walking in here, claiming you're of the light, but also you've got this darkness. Just a thought I had. Wondered if you'd heard.
We're a fascinating group of people.
Yeah, I've seen others who thought they were terribly fascinating and wound up dead.
Oh, I wouldn't say terribly fascinating, but fascinating.
Well, you know what
Well-
helps keep people alive? Good equipment. Did you manage to find what I requested from you?
I didn't expect to see you so soon.
So no.
No. But I do still have these. Probably seemed like you should really, or Tienan seemed like you should be very cautious about it. But I do
Okay.
have it.
Put them in the bag.
Oh,
Okay.
well, Beau's gonna
There's
take
4
one
small vials.
to have on his person. What is it called again?
Okay. It was the one that Ste'yn was given was a potion of, was it just a potion of long rest, I think?
I'm not sure what you called it because she took it immediately, so it never like went.
I
Is
think I
this
just called it
the-
a potion of long rest.
Is this exactly the same then? Same mechanics as what Ste'yn had?
Yes.
Okay.
D4 and all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Viola will take one to put on her person as well.
Excellent. All right. And by this point, the 10 minutes have gone by. Or how you're ritually casting? Or it's it takes 10 minutes. Okay. Have you prepared what you wished to ask? Whether or not it would even be successful, I suppose we need to find out, huh?
Yeah, let's
see.
try.
25% chance, huh?
So, 25% chance that it doesn't work. 75% chance that it does.
Gotcha. Oh, that's the wrong die. Boop, 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 boop. There it is.
Stan's got a little ring of candles set up. She's got some incense burning. She has her holy symbol in the middle of it all. Looks very almost spooky, but also kind of calm.
Calming for her anyway.
Mhm.
Okay. You have yourself set up, ready, and whenever you're ready.
Okay. She'll start with do we have time to go the safer way to get to
You cut out.
It cut out.
Do we have time to go the safer way to get back to Gratima? No.
That's the fullness of the question.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's gotta be a yes or no, or it could be unclear.
Okay. Time to go
Or a
the
short
safer
phrase.
way. Get back to Gratimino. Yeah, it's unclear.
Okay.
Kind of hear a childish kind of hemming, hawing, kind of like. That's very Atala's voice.
Second question then. Let's see. I should have been planning these more instead of paying attention to taking as many notes as I did about Leandra, but it's fine.
No.
Her second question then will be, let's see. Can Gratimino still be saved?
Can Gratimino still be saved? Spelled that wrong. You get an emphatic yes.
Alright. And lastly... Do any of us belong more to the dark than the light? Do any of us, Ste'yn, Beau, Snow, or Viola, belong more to the dark than the light?
Now's the time to be suspicious of
that.
She's...
It's more just a curiosity based off what
She's
Leah
like, I need to ask 3 questions.
Don't want to waste it.
While I've got your attention.
You get a much less emphatic, but also slightly tinged with sadness. Yes.
Right. Ste'yn will blow out her candles and pack up her things. And look at the group. We might
What
have
do you
time
got
to take the
for
long
us?
way. We might have time to take the long way. There's
Might?
still time to save Gratimino. She wasn't sure. It wasn't a definite yes or no.
Well, that's just manually unhelpful.
She's
I know,
a
I'm
god.
sorry. She's not necessarily omniscient in that way, though. There's so many things that tangle with the hands of fate and time that it can be unclear.
What else did you ask?
I asked her if Gratimino could still be saved at all. She's very certain it can.
And what else?
Well,
You said you get to ask 3 questions, yes?
That's what it was last time
Yes.
you did it.
So many it was last time, yes. Once we save Gratimino, I'll talk about the third.
Insight check.
What are you trying to figure out?
If she's hiding something.
Well, I mean, she's clearly
I feel like
hiding
that's pretty-
something. She just said she won't tell us something.
But what? But what?
Well, an insight check wouldn't read her mind to know what it was.
No, I could just read her mind, but
No,
instead
but-
I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah.
Trying to
Jonathan can.
discern, I guess, more along the lines of like, it is more a
Is it bad?
looking for a feeling of distrust. Is she hiding something out of a, because she wants to protect us, or is it out of selfishness, or is it out of, like, what is her motivation here? Should I not trust her because of this obfuscation of the truth? And I rolled a 21.
Nice. Seems like it's out of protection. Maybe a little bit of fear.
Right, well, if it's not going to help us, then we need to decide which route we're taking.
Correct.
my vote is on the quicker route. I don't really want to gamble with the lives of the innocent and not be able to save them because we showed up late.
What are the odds with the shortest route of survival?
That'd be a different
You.
kinds of
asked-
questions.
Yeah, he's looking at Leandra, the
Leandra?
person that knows what they're out.
She was like, she's just watching all of you go back and forth in this moment of like tension between Snow and Ste'yn, and she's like, if there was like the popcorn gif, that would be it. Sorry, repeat the question for me.
I'm trying to remember what
Probability
it was. Yeah, like
what are the
what-
odds of survival
surviving.
Yeah,
from
that's
the
it.
shortest route?
She considers it. She says, well, you do seem surprisingly capable. You've withstood walking about the dark. It may not be 100% chance that you die, but
Oh, good.
but it's
Well, we have those potions too. Once we get through, we just pop it, and it's like everything's fine, right?
Well, no, that depends on what's
time.
in there.
It's the same thing
Right.
that Stan had before, right?
Not the potion.
you're talking
it's the
about in the dark.
destination.
you were headed somewhere very specific, right? That's the only way you can travel that
What
way.
kind
Is
of
that right?
creatures are in there?
Well, it felt, I don't know what might actually be waiting there right now. The space itself, a lot like whatever is in that bubble you just came from, some kind of dark lair of sorts. That's what it felt like. Like you were walking right into something, the home of something terribly powerful. Is it somewhere you've been before?
We were. Yes.
So you know what you were walking into.
Well,
Well,
We tried to go to like 15 different places. I'm not even sure which one we ended up that like centering on that you're talking about.
we were thinking of Undra, which once
Yeah.
for us brought us to a temple to a very dark god.
There was like nothing there.
And the last time we were there, that wasn't there, but
Things do like to
there could still
change
be
really
connections.
fast.
They do, especially for us.
A dark god, huh?
so you don't know if there's a creature in
Goddess,
there. You
I
just
guess.
think that it could be difficult for some reason.
Well, if some dark god is waiting for you there, it's extra difficult.
Well, we don't want to go to Undra, though. We want to go back to Gratimino.
Yes, but it seems
Well, if
like
you go
that
back-
they won't let us go anywhere but there.
It's like a bubble, just one way out. Maybe if you
Okay.
get there, you could escape.
What are the
Well-
factors that would make this other route take a while?
Travel, take some time.
So it's just distance.
It's a little far. We are pretty far down. Where I was up.
So it's just a matter of how quick we can move.
I suppose. Can you move particularly quickly?
Well, how far do we actually need to go? You're not giving us a lot.
Well, distances are hard to measure. Just, well, it took me, took me some of your, I guess it'd be like hours.
Well,
time
it would take
moves
us hours
funny.
anyway if we go to Undra. So
Oh,
Yeah, just getting back from Undra. Is it 2 or 3 hours?
Correct.
Maybe more.
And that's depending
I guess
on
you-
how long it takes us to finish the walk in the dark, and then if there's something else at the end of it. So,
I don't suppose you would just happen to know the teleportation sigil sequence for where we need to go here in the Feywild, or someplace really close to it, closer than we are.
no, even with bending, kind of like I did last time, going to my easiest that kind of bending of space and such, just to go in and out, and It's a little different. It's hard to explain. But no,
Well,
not
if
a
we're
direct.
judging both ways to be about the same distance to Gratimino, then we might as well take the safer route and just go so we can get going and not waste any more time.
And we'll have to go at as fast as we can.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, maybe.
Does this potion remove exhaustion from somebody? Ste'yn looks pretty awful.
It helps some with that. I've
Well-
tried tests.
Well, I think we also got the other potion that does that as well.
Yes.
We do. She does.
I forget, does that other potion remove 2 or is it 1?
It removes any exhaustion levels.
So me.
Oh.
Okay. Well, maybe take that one.
And hold off on the long rest one.
Yeah.
I mean, I am holding off on using mine for the time being.
Yeah, same here.
We could plan to bottom stuff those when we see the situation.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
That was
thinking.
my thought.
All right.
Question, have we sat here long enough to get a short rest?
Well, that's a good question.
In an hour.
Not
Oh
yet.
no,
but you
it's been
could.
10 minutes. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think we
about
have
a little over
time.
10 minutes.
We don't have time
we
for that.
talked
You
for a
could
while.
take a short rest if you'd
15.
like.
We have long rest in our pockets. It's fine.
Yeah, let's just go.
Okay.
Ste'yn will take her potion of vitality to get rid of her levels of exhaustion.
You instantly feel this refreshing sensation over your entire body. You feel energized.
First time in days.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Poor girl.
I think it's been like 20-something sessions that she's been exhausted over the campaign.
It's been a long
In
time.
most of the campaign.
Golly!
Homegirl's
Yeah.
tired.
For those of you playing at home, welcome to me learning how to be a DM and move story along. So we don't have 20 sessions of a character being exhausted.
I mean, it's
You just wait. You
It was
just
since
wait.
we fought those trolls under the bridge, because that's when you woke up and had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's
That
been
was
before
literally just
then.
like 2 days ago.
That was a good time. We're gonna come up with some merch shirts that just say "The Long Day to Yem." It's gonna be beautiful. I'm excited about them. Okay. Is there any other preparation you guys want to do or prepare before Leandra leads you on your way?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
With the not because of the fact that time is weird soup, I'm not sure how long it's been since mage armor was cast on me.
Yeah.
Would that fade during this travel?
It would at
When
least
was
fade
it
during
cast?
these hours. It was cast when we got to Undra. So it would definitely be faded by the time we get back.
Right.
Then I might as well put on my armor while we're in here.
Okay. Snow's getting prepared. Ste'yn packed up her stuff. I need everyone to give me a little perception check, please.
There's no minus anything to this one.
She's like, finally, I can roll.
So we got a
23.
10.
10,
30.
23, 30, 30,
14.
30, and 14. Okay. You didn't roll below a 10? No?
I got a 10.
Okay. As you guys are just gathering your belongings and getting ready to go, and Snow's getting his armor on, Leandra's looking about the cavern that you're in. You can see her go over to a further down pillar, one of these more structured looking pillars, and you see her kind of like run her hand over it. From an otherwise smooth surface, except a few kind of natural cracks and breaks. As she runs her hand along it, you can see there are little spots that look like maybe runes of some kind that glow for a moment and then ease back into there's no sign of them. She does that a couple of times, kind of as if like searching, finding the way, before she pauses and looks back at you four, and she says, if you're ready, then come on, follow me. And she turns and she begins walking further into this cavern. As you guys follow her, it kind of looks like you're just going further straight into more of this lightly illuminated darkness. At a point, she pauses, she kind of looks around, and it doesn't look like anything really. She kind of taps her head, looks a little uncomfortable, looks back at you, and she says, maybe you want to hold on to each other again. Remember I said distance is kind of funny? It's especially funny in the realms that are closer to the darkness. So just hold tight and don't let go. Okay?
We can do that.
Okay. And she holds her hand out for whomever wants to lead the train. And she will continue walking. As you walk, you realize you're walking past some more of these pillars. As you walk past whichever, it's hard to tell which ones you weren't necessarily counting. But as you pass a pair, it gets dark again. I need you all to please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Okay.
Is this for a charm or frightened condition?
I didn't consider that. Could be frightened. Yes, for frightened.
Okay, I got a 14.
Okay.
21.
11.
11. Okay. As you walk and that darkness overcomes you, dang, I'm sorry. My brain glitched. I heard Snow got 11.
Mm-hmm.
Beau, what did you get?
14.
14. Viola?
16.
Ste'yn?
21.
Okay.
Did anyone fail?
Yes, 3 of you did.
Well, I will use my reaction to give a reroll with advantage to who wants it most.
Well, I still have a heroic inspiration. But I don't even know if it sounds like it could be something Beau can beat if a 16 can't. I mean, I guess in theory, if he gets because he gets no positive modifier for this.
That's true. Yeah, same here. So I'll give it to Viola. She's got the best chance of the 3 of us.
Viola does have a positive modifier.
Yeah.
Did you say with advantage?
Reroll with
advantage. Roll again. Oh, the entire thing. Yeah. Nice.
Well, now it's a 12 that I got using inspiration.
No, that was just for Viola.
I know. I
said
said
it's heroic inspiration.
Oh, you said you are using it. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
Nice.
2 successes now.
Thank you.
What
As
about
the
Cynthia?
Oh gosh, Cynthia.
Never forget about the 5th.
Wish I had killed the spare now.
Oh,
Poor Cynthia.
me.
It's nothing against her.
God.
She just happens to be in the area.
Feel.
I wish she were safe at home. I guess she wouldn't really be safe at home, would she? This was my wisdom save. Okay.
She was at home, and then we saved her because she wasn't safe.
And so you brought her here, where she is once again quite frightful. The dark seems to blink over you. Viola and Ste'yn, you guys continue holding on. You hear kind of hissing sounds in your ears. You get a similar sensation of that dark mist trying to claw at you, but you seem to withstand it. It does not seem to like pull you in or anything. Snow and Beau, as soon as that dark hits you, you don't even feel your hands around anyone else's. Snow, you are walking through this black smoke. There's heat coming from all around you. You are lost in this pillar of smoke, and you know that just outside of it, there are overwhelming flames. There are screams. They are high pitched and wailing that are just out of sight. But you can almost envision that if you keep walking, you are going to see it all again. Beau, you don't feel anyone around you again. You are in this complete darkness, but you can hear these screams. You hear a massacre just another step away. And you hear this laughter underneath it all, this tone, reserved but very pleased with what he's witnessing. You can almost see that sleek face and those fanged teeth, ready to sink into another victim that you cannot help. You cannot save whoever it is. And you find yourselves pausing. You both stop. Ste'yn and Viola, you can feel that your chain is paused as the boys stop moving. What do you do?
Sort of say kind of holds up something's not right, and then turn to cantrip of light to try and just bring a little bit of light situation.
Okay.
If it does anything. And then turn to look at, I'm assuming Beau probably put himself at the very end of the line, if I know.
Most likely, yeah.
And I imagine Ste'yn's the one holding his hand because they've done that before.
Yeah.
Fair. Cynthia somewhere in the middle, who has also
Cynthia's
stopped.
somewhere in the middle.
And you can see her face is absolutely ashen. And she cannot move. They look frozen.
It's all right. Yes, thank you for giving the thumbs up, my computer. Okay.
It's all right.
It's all right. Everything is fine. Try to snap them out of it. Squeeze Beau's hand a little bit more firmly. Says, Beau, can you hear me? Cynthia? Snow?
They don't seem to react to you. Viola, is there anything you want to do?
I mean, Viola will try to call out as well and feel around and see if she can feel them anywhere.
Okay. You see them there, especially with Thane's light, but they don't seem to hear you. Gentlemen, the darkness seems to be pulling aside, and you begin to witness what you feared. Snow, you are standing amidst wreckage. You are helpless as small forms, cut up, bleeding, missing pieces, charred around you. And you cannot move to help. You can't even move to run. And there is such an urgency in you to run, as any coward would do. You are going to take... Oops, not those dice. These dice.
And this was the safe way we were supposed to be going?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That is 6 psychic damage. Beau, the darkness parts, and you are face to face with the sleek, very confident standing Emmerich eyeing you. And on the ground in front of you, you can see the fallen, shivering form of that old friend of yours, Beau. You see the blood on his neck, and you can feel your own mouth watering. You can feel the drips coming down from your lips to your chin. That is 4 psychic damage. You can also both please make the saving throw again.
All right.
So you said we can still see them?
You see them. They are frozen.
Okay.
These looks of horror on their faces.
17.
Viola
that time.
probably would try to shake. I'm assuming Snow would be the closest to her to try and help snap him out of it, if that would be potentially viewed as giving him the help action.
Who were you shaking?
Snow, because if Beau's at the very back, I'm
Mhm.
assuming that Viola's either in front of Ste'yn or towards the front of the line, so she would be closer to Snow.
Okay. Yeah, you start to shake Snow. Snow, please give me the roll, the wisdom saving throw. You may roll with advantage.
Oh, thanks. That is one better, 16.
Beau got a
16.
17.
Okay. Beau, something about this scenario, something clicks in your mind that you aren't there. This isn't happening. It's not real. This is in your head. As devastating as it feels, and you kind of blink and get your bearings again. You find you're back in the line with the others. You see Viola is shaking Snow's by the shoulder. Snow, you got a 16, you said? His very pale face, a look of horror, like he's comatose as he does not quite shake out.
I assume I'm incapacitated.
I
can't do anything.
Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't gonna be like, oh, you dropped like 0 hit points or
Yeah,
whatever.
no, he
the
means, like,
official
status
incapacitated.
wise.
That's not unconscious.
Right.
I can't do anything. Is
Correct.
the point? Okay.
You are holding tight.
Viola's gonna continue to shake him. She might even like give him a little smack on the cheek lightly, and she's just like, Snow, snap out of it. Come on.
Ste'yn's gonna reach over and try channeling a divine spark to see if that'll snap him out of it. It'll just give some hit points back, but it'll also just get some radiant energy running through him. And she channels her divinity to do that.
Okay. I don't know how many hit points he heals.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good roll. You get...
Sounded good.
2d8 plus 5. That is 14 plus 5 is 19 hit points back.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not in single digits anymore.
Feels
And she's
nice.
hoping
Feels
that
nice.
maybe a little bit of divine light might spark him out of it.
Okay. Snow. So you reroll the save. They've acted. Snow, in this world you are still in that feels like you've just been transported back in time and you are right there watching it all happen again. You feel something grab onto your leg. And when you look down to see it, you see a hand, an arm, just a forearm. And it looks different. It looks like it doesn't belong in this scene. As it reaches and grabs around your ankle, you see this delicate, feminine hand. And something about its touch is icy amidst this heat. And you've seen that hand 1,000 times, but never here. You left her behind. But what if she were in as much pain and as much suffering as you've witnessed here? And it grabs tighter. Going to be another 12 points of psychic damage. Please remake the roll with advantage.
10.
10. Okay. He doesn't seem to snap out of it. Leandra looks back at you and she says, "What are you doing? We need to move. We can't stay here. We're in the middle."
Viola will pick him up and carry him then.
Okay.
What about Cynthia? Has she snapped out of it yet?
Oh, Cynthia's? I didn't realize Cynthia was still fighting for her life.
Yeah, Cynthia's over there. Yes.
Okay.
Stop. Thank you for the reminders, guys. You hear a small scream from where she's standing, but then she seems to be back, looking around a little confused, a little dazed, but she seems to be back. Viola, you just scoop Snow up.
Yeah. I mean, if she says that we need to go, then she's just going to pick Snow up and continue to try and kind of jostle him as they go, and hopefully he comes to eventually, but...
Okay. You scoop him up. You guys hurry behind Leandra. Snow, you have another sight. You're looking down at this hand grabbing onto you, and it begins to claw. The nails sharp and digging into your skin through the bottom of your trousers, and you can see it start to soak with blood. It runs down your leg, pooling onto the ground around you. But as it reaches the ground and as it becomes visible, it starts to turn inky black. You can hear your sister's voice. You can hear her calling out, "Snow, where did you go? Where did you go?" One minute. And that is another 7 points of psychic damage. You guys barrel after Leandra, and in a few more steps, the darkness goes with a blink. You are standing in this kind of strange-looking forest, but you've seen it before. The sky looks like it's in like a constant state of almost twilight. It's illuminated by various fauna and some hanging fruits on the trees. You can hear the distant sound of a roaring river, but the world is not. This dark is not grabbing onto you any longer as you step out into the illuminated forest. Snow, you, as you kind of close your eyes, both from the pain and from kind of wishing the sounds away, when you open them again, you are heaved over Viola's shoulder as she drags you ahead. You find yourself being carried by her and feeling suddenly very shaken, both mentally and physically. You feel very weak. Not exhausted from the damage that you had been taking.
Viola, as soon as they got out, would have like put him down and started checking to see if he had come to and if he was okay.
Yeah, Ste'yn's over there as soon as there's light and they can see better. Check on him.
My hero.
He says to Viola as she puts him down.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Do you need more healing? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
He's always gonna say he's okay, whether he is
I
or
know,
not.
that's why I'm
so
inside checking him to see how badly he's hiding.
Ste'yn
even-
says to Viola, and Viola's
You
like,
can't-
"What's an insight check?"
You can't even tell that he took damage either, because I still.
Is that a
feel like
cantrip I
he
don't know
blocked
about?
me.
Insight. That's 26.
29. He's fine.
Boo.
Oh my
Ste'yn
gosh.
gives you a very hard look.
Something's not right.
Because she still doesn't wholly believe you, but she can't tell enough to know to act.
Yeah.
She's like,
If you think he needs
You're still
healing, give him the
death-wounded, so if
healing, because
you-
he's never gonna claim that he needs it.
he's still got Deathwood. If he goes down, he'll come right back up. And then I'll heal him.
We should keep going.
Leandra. Leandra looks back at the five of you, and she kind of does her own look over. You're all right.
Apparently.
You're okay. Okay, you
Everyone
said
else?
you could handle it, so I'm trusting you. This is
And we did.
How much
Yeah.
farther do we have to go?
not much. We're back in the illuminated forest. From here, I could really get us just about anywhere. Back at my home. Would be easiest. Do you know exactly where you'd like to go?
As
Yes.
close to Grati Minnow as possible.
Within Gratia Minnow, if possible.
Where in Gratimuno?
The park.
Straight to the park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unless there's somewhere else we need to go.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. There's a little bit more walking travel. It doesn't take too long from where you guys were let out. You find yourself back on that path that she had taken you the first time, but closer to where she lives. It opens into the little kind of little cottage where this little cottage area, and she takes you inside. She seems to gather a few things, prepare a few things, considers a couple of her books, and has various sketches, some looking much more childish, some looking a little more properly designed, of various parts that you know are in Urusha. And she says she's ready to send you. She hopes she gets this right. And she gives you one more look and says, I know it doesn't seem like I was making much of a point, but this kind of thing is difficult to explain. Just as you did in your very valiant way, take care of each other. Love each other. Okay? You might make
Always.
it through this.
Of course. We've got the power of friendship on our side.
And
Do you
anime.
understand? But
Snow
do you
throws up
understand?
some minor illusion confetti. Yay!
It's not doing it.
You're very lighthearted about it now, but do you understand what it means to actually care about another person? To lay your life for somebody if you needed.
You don't think we understand that?
I don't know. But I hope you do. If you want to make it through this alive. Maybe even fulfill a prophecy.
I guess we'll find out.
Well, good luck. And in that same manner, as you had seen, this kind of rift, this glowing rift opens, the colors looking far less bright and vibrant than they do here in the illuminated forest. She opens this circle for you to go through, and Everyone give me one more perception check, please.
Got a 6.
Well,
That one.
Nice.
30.
It's okay. If there was a time where you didn't need a great one, this is it. It's fine. It's fine. Is there anything else you need before you go through?
Just look at her and tell her, thank you very much. Your kindness does not go unappreciated or unnoticed. I don't know what we'll be able to do one day to perhaps help you, but know that if there is something, we would like to at least try.
She
Snow will
smiles.
give her a hug.
It's a little awkward at first, but she leans into it. And kind of smooths your back a little bit, as in a kind of knowing way. She kind of smooths your back a little. Lets you go.
May a tallest light guide your way.
We'll see. And then the four of you head back. As you step through the portal, Ste'yn, you catch a small glimpse in the corner of your eye. Outside of one of her little windows, sitting on some little wooden bench that's outside in her little garden area, you see this little black spot. It's very fluffy, little ears curled up in a little loaf. You see this little black cat sitting there. Eyes, its head turns in your direction just as you look. But your momentum has already started you moving through, and four of you vanish. That is where we will pause for tonight. A second trip through the Fey Realm.
Yeah. Why not?
Why
We've had
not?
first trip through Feywild. What about second?
You survived both too. I'm very proud of you.
Not for lack of trying.
You know? But for those of you at home who also need to get to bed, thank you from all of us here at Tales from the Catacombs. Catch up and recapture your favorite moments by subscribing to the channel. We're up to 224. That's exciting. I love that for us. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you guys are here to join us. We appreciate you journeying with us to bring clean, wholesome content, relatively speaking, to the world of tabletop RPGs. And in particular, huge thanks to my players, whose links are in the description below. Please take a moment to follow these tremendous people and all of their exciting endeavors. David, who plays Beau, Catherine, who plays Ste'yn, and I want to do a quick shout out for her as well. She runs Inkwells Anvils, which is a phenomenal community of Catholic and various other writers, and they have a fun little thing happening right now. This fun anthology that they're putting together with stories from the community. So it's very, very cool, and you should join in. So you can either take part in this one or join in the next one. I'm very excited about it, so I want to take a moment. Kassie is also here. Kassie also streams. Kassie, who plays Viola, and Josh, who plays Snow. I am Brenna. I'm your storyteller for this adventure, and we will see you back here next time. Safe travels until we meet again.